Canadians with student loans might find a few $100s per month in savings due to the proposed changes to the Canada Student Loans Repayment Assistance Plan. This proposal to dramatically increase assistance for student loan payments was made in the Canadian federal budget that was tabled on April 19th, 2021, but as of yet has not officially passed. Let's give an example of the possible savings first, and then we'll break down how the program works. If you have an income of $50,000 and qualified for the Repayment Assistance Plan, your maximum affordable payment under the current rules would be $583.50 per month. So that means that if you had a large enough debt load such that the monthly payment required on those loans was more than $583.50, like for example, maybe the payment is $700 per month, you only have to pay $583.50 per month, whatever that maximum affordable payment amount is. But with the proposed changes to this plan, that maximum affordable payment would drop to $270.75 per month. That is a savings of $312.75 per month, and that is huge. You could literally lease a new entry-level car and still have some cash left over. In fact, here's a 2021 Toyota Corolla with weekly lease payments of $60.47, which when you convert to a monthly amount is $262.04. So this gives you a sense of just how big this proposed change is. Okay, so let's break down the repayment assistance plan to see how it works and how these changes affect the program. And let's start with the current, or the old version, if you will. Once you are in the repayment phase of your student loans, you can apply for repayment assistance. And there is an income threshold of $25,000 per year. And if you are under this threshold, you don't need to make a payment at all. Now, one thing I'll point out is that in these examples that I'm presenting, they are for people who are single and living alone. I'll include a link to the government calculator that can estimate payments for those in different living situations. So all my examples are based on a single person living alone. Now, if your income is over this $25,000 threshold, then there is actually a formula for calculating what the maximum affordable payment is that you would have to make. If your actual student loan payments required are above this amount, doesn't matter, you pay only what this maximum affordable payment amount is. The formula for calculating this is a bit complex. It's the lower of two separate calculation methods. Method 1 is simple. It's just 20% of your income as a cap. Method 2 is a more complex formula as shown here. The final number is the lower of these two formulas. So whichever results in a lower number is the maximum affordable payment for you under the repayment assistance plan. The long and short of it is that the more complex formula is more favorable at lower incomes, and the 20% cap is more favorable at higher incomes. I graphed this, and you can see that because this line here curves up, and this represents the maximum affordable payment at increasing income levels, that lower income individuals get a bit more help. But here are the proposed changes. The income threshold would go up from $25,000 to $40,000 per year before any payments are required. So now you could be making $39,999 per year and not be required to make payments against your Canada student loans. That in and of itself is huge. But the 20% income cap is also cut in half to 10%, and that's also big. So assuming no other changes, here's a comparison of what the maximum affordable payments look like, comparing the old and the proposed system. And here's a chart that just shows the savings in monthly payments. So look to see where your income is on the x-axis, and then the y value is the difference in maximum affordable payments. And as you can see, it can be a big savings. The repayment assistance plan is a bit to wrap your head around, but I think that the important part to those with student loans will be the monthly payment amount required. And if your actual loan repayment required is below these amounts, you would see no benefit. So this is really only for those with bigger debt loads that this will be important to, but that's a lot of people. Okay, let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into the repayment assistance plan. It has two phases. In phase 1, the government will cover the interest owing that your maximum affordable payment does not cover. And you can be in phase 1 for either 5 years of getting assistance or up to 10 years after the date you graduated or left school. But then in phase 2 of the program, the government will cover the interest and principal that your maximum affordable payment does not cover until 15 years after you graduated or left school, and then no further payments are required after that. Here's a very important note. You apply for every 6-month period of assistance. So it's not a set it and forget it program, but if you do qualify, the savings can be huge, so you'll have to reapply every 6 months. And I don't think anyone's gonna have too much of an issue with that because the savings are pretty big. To calculate using the current, or hopefully what is the old method if these proposals get passed, you can visit the government's official payment estimator, which I will link to in the description of this video. And hopefully at some point, if this gets passed, it seems like it's pretty likely that it will, then they will update that estimator. But right now it's showing you the current system. And again, the proposal is way better. If you're Canadian, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you want to learn more about money. And if you found this video useful, hit the like button too. And with that, I will see you in the next video.